Did you know that in 2024, Florida ranked #1 for the highest foreclosure rate in the country?
That's an interesting stat, but I'm going to show you better stats as far as where foreclosures are now compared to 2007, 2008. Let's watch.
That's according to Adam's 2024 U.S. foreclosure market report. 1 in every 267 homes had a foreclosure filing in 2024. This is the Crespo family who bought their home in Hialeah in 2005. When they got the house, they took on their first mortgage, which they've been paying up to date for the last 20 years. But they pulled a second mortgage in 2006. For a few years, they paid both mortgages. But in 2009, David got injured on the job, and he's been on disability ever since. And that's around the time when they stopped paying for that second mortgage.
Okay, let's stop right there, because just because you're on disability and you lost your job does not mean you can get away with not paying your mortgage. If you don't pay your mortgage for 3 months, they can foreclose on you.
And for a few years, they stopped hearing from the company.
Lucky them that they stopped hearing from the company. Lucky them.
Last year, letters returned, saying she now owed
$122,000. We don't have the funds, we don't have the finances.
This is Abby Cuellar, their attorney. She says this trend of mortgage or loan servicing companies going after dormant loans years later is becoming more common.
Why? Because the value of homes have risen so much that there's enough for them to now sell the home, foreclose on the home, and get the entire amount they want.
I don't completely agree with that. It does sound like that would be something that they would be doing, but banks don't wait around for there to be equity to get their money back. They want their principal back so that they could turn around and do something with it. This is all the way from 2009. I think if they were looking for equity, they could have done it in 2019. There was a lot more equity. It doubled from 2009 to 2019. It's doubled since then, but there was a moratorium on foreclosures in 2020, 2021, which is why they've been rising so much since then, because they went from 0 to still lower than 2019.
The more common cases have to do with a first mortgage that has gone dormant, and now companies are looking for repayment, or condo owners not able to meet higher insurance, taxes, or assessment costs.
Now, the condo situation is completely different and is a very sad situation, but that is the state of housing that we're in right now.
To put it in perspective, that report that I mentioned earlier says that of all of the U.S. metros with a population of more than 1 million, Miami ranks as #6 in the nation. 1 in every 247 homes were foreclosed.
That's not a lot. It was way more than that in the market crash. Multiples of multiples.
And according to Abby, she thinks that number is much higher.
A lot of people are behind, but the mortgage company is not foreclosing on them yet, because if they did, you'd have a crisis like 2007.
Now, what could the future look like?
So according to what this attorney is saying, that all the banks are getting together and saying, hey, let's not foreclose on people because we'll have a crisis. What a crisis.
For the month of June this year, Florida had the 3rd worst rate of foreclosure in the country. More than 3,700 homes were foreclosed. Compared to June of last year, that's almost 20% more homes.
This is good. Why do I say this is good? We had a problem with inventory. There was not enough inventory because foreclosures dropped, rates dropped, all this stuff. We need inventory back in the market. We need these properties. I'm not saying, yes, foreclose on people, no, poor people. I feel bad. I had a bankruptcy in 2008. I had multiple properties foreclosed on. It's not a pretty situation, but that is part of our economy. It's like our bodies. We shed skin, we shed hair. You've got to shed that unfortunately can't make their payments. And look, these people, why are they hiring an attorney? You should be hiring a realtor and listing your house and selling it and taking your profit. But what happens is they become too emotional with their house, thinking that they have a right to stay in their house when they haven't made any payments in 15, 16 years. Come on, people. Now here's the real chart of foreclosures going back before the market crash. So as you can see on the screen, huge peak in foreclosures in 2007, 2008, huge drop, almost nothing 2020, 2021. And now we're barely back up to the 2018, 2019 levels. This is all healthy. This is all very good. Get the real news, not what you see on NBC. Mortgage Nerd out.